friends, how is it going? It's me, Betty Jean. I can't believe we're already doing another palette ranking. There have been so many releases lately. I was like, wow, I'm gonna be filming like palette ranking videos back to back. But we are here again together on this fine day, doing another ranking my last 10 palettes. These are the most recent 10 palettes that I have used, and I am excited to rank them with you. This is just a fun way for me to kind of recap everything, kind of really hone in on my feelings, kind of decide what things I prefer over other things and why, and to just relay my thoughts. And I like to hear your thoughts on these palettes as well. I initially got this video idea from Annette's Makeup Corner. I will have her channel linked down below. Please go check her out. And before we hop into it, I did of course film this look. It should already be on my channel by the time this video goes up. It's from my Get Ready With Me reading wrap up from the beginning of this month. As far as my accessories today go, this choker is just an old choker. I don't know where it's from. And then these plugs are Love Kills Boutique. So yeah, without further ado, let's hop in and rank my last 10 palettes. Now, a couple things. One, if you think I'm forgetting something, I promise you I'm not. I either don't own it, haven't used it yet, or it was in like the last ranking. But I will say, for instance, like the Pyro and Geo palettes from Game Beauty aren't in this ranking because I technically haven't used these yet. And I also don't think I'll have a chance to for at least another like week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, because I have a trip coming up and I have other things I need to film with first. So I figured I'm not gonna postpone this video just to maybe use these later. So these aren't in the ranking and that's why. But everything else is accounted for and I'm excited to share them. The second thing was, this was really hard. I know I say that every time because I am pickier with what I'm willing to even try. Like I don't wanna use things that I think I'm gonna dislike. So I go into everything hoping to love it anyways. But this specifically was like, so tough. Like the top 6, I rearranged so many times. Like the top 6 were so good. Like they could have been in any order for the most part. Well, number 1 and number 2 were pretty unbeatable, but everything from like 6 to 3 could have been rearranged. Even the bottom 4, I don't dislike by any means. They didn't blow me away the same way the other palettes did, but these were some really, really good palettes this time. So if you need some recommendations, here they come. Starting it off with number 10, of course. Number 10, I'm giving to the Cryo palette from Game Beauty. It looks like this. Very monochromatic, icy situation. I played with this and the 2 other Game Beauty palettes that I did try in a recent video trying the new Game Beauty Elemental Blast palette. I paired the 3 together. And this is the one I'm deciding to rank number 10, mostly just because it's so monochromatic. Like it is just icy blue. This one doesn't have as much range as the other 4 Game Beauty palettes had. This one also doesn't contain any like special shimmers. These are all just like normal, still really pretty, but normal, just shiny metallics. We don't have any duochromes and multichromes, and all of the other Game Beauty ones from this launch had at least a multichrome or a duochrome. So this one just like fell a little flatter compared to some of these other releases coming up, but I still think this is fun. I love blue eyeshadow. I think this is pretty. This just doesn't like add like a whole ton of newness and value to my collection, but it is still very cute, very wintry. I can see myself putting this in my winter favorites this year just because like we have the icy theming and the vibes. Like there's a Yeti on this one and a snowflake on that one. So it's very cute. It just didn't blow me away. Ranked number 9, we are actually talking about another Game Beauty one. This is the Electro palette. I loved playing with this palette. I think it's so pretty. I should also have a video playing with this also on Instagram by the time this video goes up, because I do want to give this one more love as well. This one has a duochrome and a multichrome, and this multichrome is so cool. I know I already put my B-roll swatches, but this is just such a beautiful shade. And all of these Game Beauty palettes are definitely more on the affordable realm compared to some of the other things I'm going to talk about in this video. I love purple eyeshadow. I feel like even though it's very monochromatic also, I feel like it still at least has more range than the blue one does. Like we have the violet-y cool tone purples and the warmer like jam kind of purples. So we have different things going on here. I enjoyed this one. Monochromatic palettes don't scream to my soul as much as like a curated color story, so that's why I ranked this one a little bit lower. And moving on to number 8 is actually the other Game Beauty one that I tried, mostly again just for the same reason of like monochromatic doesn't scream at my soul the way these other like more curated color stories do, but this one is my favorite out of the Game Beauty ones. It's very, very pretty. And this one I feel like does like skirt outside of the realm of monochromatic a little bit more. This one also does have a duochrome and a multi-chrome in it as well. I like that this one has the range of like true green, more limey, yellowy greens. And we also have the pops of like turquoisey mint. We have a few different things going on. I think this is really pretty. I do also plan on having a video up playing with this individually on Instagram as well. So go check that out if you want some more inspo. This one and the purple one just blew me away. They were so super cute. Just again, on repeat here. I just didn't want to rank this one any higher just because everything else has more of a like really specific curated unique color story compared to just like green vibes, you know? But I still think this one is really, really good. I had a great time playing with it, and especially for an affordable option, I think this is great. Moving on to number 7. I cannot keep it straight. This is the Secret Grove palette by Gourmet Girls. This is actually partly what I'm wearing today. I do have a single shadow going on here in the front, but mostly this palette is what I have today. It's pretty cute. I like the theming. I love this artwork. I think it's really pretty, and I feel like the insides match really, really well. We have kind of a good combination of like grungy greens, the pops of warmth with the pink and the reds. We have some just like really earthy tones, kind of like a grungy garden feel. We have 2 shimmers in here, and they're really pretty. They have really nice shifts to them. I don't really know why I didn't rank this one higher. I feel like it just like, compared to the other things I'm gonna talk about, it didn't like stand out quite as much. It's just kind of like a cute palette. Like I enjoyed it, but it's not like something I was like screaming, dying, obsessed with compared to the other things. But I do really enjoy this formula. I like the mattes and the shimmers just a little bit more than the Game Beauty ones. I feel like they just offer a little bit more pigment and impact just for my personal preferences. Not to say the Game Beauty ones are bad. It's just, you know, something has to be higher and something has to be lower. And that's just kind of where this one's at. Like I still really enjoyed it, but it just wasn't like mind-blowing compared to the upcoming things. Because like I said, starting with number 6, they are like top tier amazing palettes, and I'm really excited about them. But number 7 was still great too. Nothing is harder than doing these rankings when you genuinely love everything. It's so much easier when you hate stuff. Moving on to number 6, rounding out this bottom half of the top 10, I'm giving it to the Blend Bunny Sickly Sweet. I already have a video with this on my channel by the time this video goes up. And I think my Instagram video and YouTube short will be up playing with this as well by the time this video goes up. That or it's coming very soon. But it looks like this. This is Blend Bunny's take on kind of a pastel palette. We have the same 30 pan format that she tends to do, like she did that with Primal, Blend, Surge, Dollhouse. So this is kind of fitting that same vibe. But she also went a very different route with this one. She went with more of a chaotic layout instead of her normal gradient, which I honestly love. I embrace the chaos. Stuff like this allows me to see different color combos a little bit easier. And I always recommend, if this kind of like stresses you out, just try to zero in on individual quads that you see next to each other. It can really inspire and just boost some creativity. The mattes are amazing. I love that we have the majority being pastel, but we also have pops of depth in here to really add and grungify anything that you need without it just being like muted one pastel situation. The shimmers in here are amazing. They're so, so good. I think this is a great palette. I like that it kind of has pastels, but it's like a spooky theme for pastels. I think that's very cute. The only reason I ranked this one as low as I did, which I was kind of surprised because I just love Blend Bunny, it's one of my favorite brands, one of my favorite formulas, is just because everything else, like the color story specifically, is just speaking to me more for this time of year. Pastels aren't the first thing I'm reaching for right now. I want the grungy tones, I want the darkness, I want the spooky colors, I want the Halloween themes. And even though this has like a spooky themage to it, pastels just aren't like what I'm reaching for right now the most. So for that reason, I wanted to just maybe rank this one a little on the lower side, not for quality, not for anything like that. I absolutely love this. Everything else is just suiting my needs a little bit more right now. Moving on, ranked number 5, we have the Haunted palette by Gourmet Girls and Doodles by the Bunny. This is number 3, I think, in their series of working together. And I do at some point this month plan to upload a video, like a palette bingo with this one, the Spooked and the Nightshade. So just stay tuned for that. But this is the Haunted palette. This is kind of a complement to the Spooked and the Nightshade. Definitely some similarities to both palettes, but not exact dupes. They just kind of play off of each other and complement all of each other really well. I had a good time playing with this one. I played with this in a Get Ready With Me on my channel. I think there's also a reel and YouTube shorts with this as well. Great formula. I really enjoy Gourmet Girls. I think the mattes are really buttery and pigmented, and the shimmers have a really nice shift and sparkle to them. The only reason I ranked this one lower is just the top 4 truly just blew me away. I thought they were really, really well done. And even though I kept arranging everything from like 3 to 6 around, like they could have been in various orders. I ended up landing here. This color story is speaking to me more than the Sickly Sweet at this moment, but the ones going forward just had really, really special things about them that made them stand out even more for me. So that's why I landed at number 5 for this one. But I still really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. And I'm excited to do my palette bingo with the 3 Doodles by the Bunny Gourmet Girls palettes. Moving on to number 4. I actually didn't know I was gonna place this one as number 4 until I sat down right now to film this. Like I'd already thought I had my order laid out and I was like, you know, the shimmers in this palette really were that good. Like they are so pretty and shifty, and I feel like this palette just deserves to be pushed up a little bit higher. So I ended up putting the new Warlock palette from Fantasy Cosmetica as number 4. It's so pretty. The shimmers in here, they're outstanding. Like I already love Fantasy Cosmetica. It's such a good brand. The mattes are pigmented and buttery, and the shimmers are super pigmented and metallic and outstanding, but something about these, they're just so rich and delicious. I already have a video with this on my channel. I'm sure I'll have a video on Reels and YouTube Shorts at some point as well, but this is just so good. I've been calling this my grungy Skittles palette, and I stand by that. It's rich and bold and bright, and I've just had a great time with this, so I decided to give this one the number 4 slot. Moving on to the top 3, these are good. These are super good palettes. Number 3 is my Flower Moon palette by Ensley Rain. They sent me over a few things recently, and I finally got to try the brand for the first time. So I do have a video on my channel playing with this one and also the Harvest Moon. So if you want to go check out some looks, you can go pop over there. I'll also plan on playing with this on like YouTube Shorts, Instagram, all that good stuff. You know the drill. There's always looks with every palette I talk about, whether it's on YouTube, Instagram, both. So go forth, my friends. But this is the Flower Moon. It is so super gorgeous. I love the layout of this. I love just all of these show-stopping shimmers with these grungy, delicious mattes on the bottom. This came out earlier this year, I think around springtime, but I feel like it still suits autumn really well just because of these tones. Like they're very grungified, very murky. It's very much like a grungy garden. These shimmers are outstanding. I've had my eye on this brand for a while, and I'm so happy I finally had the opportunity to try them because these mattes are so buttery and easy to work with. And the shimmers are where this brand shines for sure, quite literally, because they're so bright and shiny. Just so beautiful, very outstanding, very impressed with this brand so far. Like I said, I have one of their multi-chrome singles on my lid right now as well. They're just super, super pretty, and I'm very impressed. So I wanted to give this number 3. Moving on to number 2, honestly, number 1 and number 2, I switched places a few times, but I think I'm happy with my final answer, but these are both really, really great. Like they were neck and neck. They are too good. But number 2, I had to give to the Recently De-Influenced by Bella Beauty Bar. This is so good. I love the theming. I think it's really funny, kind of like spooky influencer. This is what the inside looks like. It's so gorgeous. I love these kind of like vampy, rich, bold colors. These shimmers are all so special, very shifty and metallic. I just absolutely adore them. Similar to Gourmet Girls, I do also at some point this month, hopefully very soon actually, plan on posting a palette bingo with this one, the Basic Witch, and last year's Strange and Unusual, which they did, I think, recently re-release with the updated mattes because their mattes have gotten stepped up so much this year. And I'm happy to see that the Strange and Unusual got re-released to be the better formula. I think I'm just gonna keep mine. I don't really need to buy a whole other palette, especially because I'm constantly testing new things anyways. But love to see it because their new mattes are amazing. But this is just so good. I knew instantly what the top 2 were gonna be. Like they just weren't gonna be beat out by the other things in this lineup. And this one is really, really good. Like definitely one of my favorite palettes I've tried this year. And finally, ranked number 1. Again, I was excited to try this brand, but I did not think it would like steal my heart as much as it has. But Ensley Rain, they have done it this year. My number 1 palette out of the recent 10 that I've used is the Harvest Moon. This is just gorgeous. It's also just everything that I want right now in a palette. It is autumnal, it is grungy, it is spooky, it is everything. I'll already be, I think, either on the trip or heading home from my trip by the time this video goes up, but I'm going to Colorado, and I think I'm actually gonna take this with me as my eyeshadow palette because it's just so murky and lovely. These shimmers are insane. Like I thought the shimmers in the Flower Moon were good. These are even better because not only are there a lot of like shifty special multi-chromes. There's a lot of like hollow chromes in here as well, where they have like that holographic sparkle kind of shining through it. I love these deep grungy mattes. This is just such an aesthetically pleasing palette. And now this palette is really pricey. I think it's around like 80 something dollars. So I totally get that it's not gonna be everybody's price point, but if you're someone who really cares about special shimmers and you want them all in one place in one curated way with beautiful packaging, mind you, this could be a great one for you. I think this is fantastic. I'm so thankful the brand sent it to me. It is absolutely gorgeous and I'm really looking forward to playing with it some more. I do plan on trying to film a look with this for Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts before my trip, so hopefully that will be up before this video goes up. But if not, it'll be up soon. I plan on giving that a lot of love on my trip. I cannot wait. And yeah, that is my ranking, my most recent 10 palettes. I would love to hear your thoughts. Did my ranking make sense to you? Would you have ranked them differently based on your preferences? Have you tried any of these palettes? Do you want any of them? I would love to hear your thoughts down below. If you made it to the end of this video, leave your last 10 most recently used emojis. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm battybean over there as well. And also feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. I'm posting every single day in the month of October. Also feel free to join my channel membership. So link to sign up will be down below. You'll get fun little perks, including a members only get ready with me once a month. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.